If you struggle to get notes from meeting that you have with your client, and it's always a struggle, you have to go back into the transcript to go through it to get notes, key points, and all of that. Let me just show you a walkthrough of a system that I personally use to give me a transcript and create a note of every meeting I have with my clients on my CRM. So this is what I did. What I usually use for my meeting is called Fireflies. That's what I use as a note taker. So every time I go into a meeting, I invite the note taker into the meeting so it can also take notes, and then so that it can generate a transcript for me. So because I have that already existing, what I simply did was create a custom webhook. And this webhook here, if I do edit, you're going to see the webhooks that I did use here. So let me show you how I got the webhook for my fireflies. Do fireflies. Yeah, so this is my fireflies dashboard. So what I simply did was come to these settings here, and if I scroll down, I'm going to see webhook. Okay, so this is webhook. So it's telling me that, oh, so they did have an update. So let me set up the new webhook again. Let me see how it does it now. So they have updated their system. Let's see what it's doing now. So I do configure here. Now this is new to me. So I don't know, because they have updated, like I said, they have updated it. So yeah. So what I'm going to do now is, so here I have to set, the event that is going to trigger this. So what I want to do is to transcript and summarize. I just want both of them. So the URL here, I'm going to come back here. Might as well add a new one. So I can call this my new, and then I close this. So now it needs to stop uh, before I can copy this. So let's see if I can copy it. Okay, so I've been able to copy it. Yeah, so that's, so I just simply copied this webhook and put it here. And let me do continue now and see what I'm going to get. Yeah, so that has been set up so I can save this. Yeah, so that it has successfully created that webhook for me. So all I have to do is save this. Let's see if this will run. It's waiting for data, and I do not have any new meeting. The only way I can have something is if I have a new meeting here, which I don't. So I don't have any new meeting right now, so it's not going to pull anything for me. The only way I can have something there is if I set up a new meeting, which I will not be able to do on this particular video. But if you have a new meeting, this is going to start running. So the next thing I added here was the transcript. So what I wanted to do is get a transcript, because once you do this custom, this webhook, the only thing you are going to get is a meeting, a meeting ID, and the event type, if the transcription was complete, transcription was summarized, and all of that. So you're not going to get any details like the transcript or anything like that. The participant meeting, you are not going to be getting anything like that. What you're just getting is the meeting ID. So that's why I have to come in here and get the transcript myself. That's why I have to do this meeting ID. So that's what I'm going to use to get the transcript. So if I do this, I'm going to be able to get the transcript. Then the next thing I'm going to do is download the transcript, because it's going to give me the transcript in a bundle and all of that. So I need an HTTP to be able to download that transcript bundle. Okay, this is the things that I get when I run that particular module. I can't run it, like I said, because I don't have a meeting in there. If I had a meeting, I'll be able to run this. But from my previous run, this is what I have. Let me see if I can even run it with existing data. Because I just made that update, there is no existing data. So if I click, this is like all the things that I get. So I get this transcript URL, which is the URL link for me, which is the URL for me to go and download the, the link, the for me to go and download the what you call the transcript itself. So I get this URL, and that's what I want to do. I want to download it so that I can have AI go through it and generate notes for me. So these are the other things I also get. I get the title of the event, the email of the organizer, the attendee emails, and the participant here, which is going to be the attendee, the participant here, the date that the event happened, the duration, and all of that. These are all the things that you would get. So you can use this to do whatever you need it to, be updated on. So maybe you have a meeting with, students, and you need this to be updated in a timesheet. You can always use any of these informations like the meeting, the people that joined the meeting, so that way you can use it to mark attendance and all of that. There are so many things you can do with this, but for this particular one, I just need the transcript so that I can generate notes and update that customer notes or customer information on my CRM. So that's why the only thing I'm getting here is my URL. So I wanted to download this. So once I download this, I now have the AI module that goes here and then transcribes, the data for me. So what I'm saying here is that extract structured information from meeting transcript between myself, a code, and a client. Your job is to carefully read the provided transcript and draft a nice summary and actions from the meeting. Important rules: only extract information that clearly appears in the transcript. Do not guess or invent information. Keep the summaries short and concise. Of course, you can always change this to make it whatever you would want. And then the transcript is going to be the data that I get, which is this. This is like everything in that URL. That's what is downloading for me. So that's where my transcript is going to come from, and that's what it's going to use to create that note. So now that it has that note, what I want to do now is go into my database and create a note. So what I simply do is create this note here, so that way I can track this. I can use this to be able to reach out to my clients in subsequent time and all of that, because I know the meeting title and I know the person that joined that meeting, and I also know the results. If you prefer this be sent to your team on Slack, you can switch out this particular one to your Slack team, or switch this out to WhatsApp. You can switch this out to any, like the options are endless. It's just what you actually want with your system. And that's what I always tell my clients: what is the end goal? This is what I wanted. It doesn't mean that this is what you should also want. You can want a different thing. So the main thing is just have a mind gap of what I'm trying to achieve. Then you can easily achieve it with automation and all of that. I really hope you found this useful. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comments. I'm going to be responding to all of them. And I really hope you found this walkthrough very useful. If you would prefer, me to continue with my tutorial kind of videos where I'm actually building these things as I talk, you can also let me know. If you prefer talk through videos like this one, also let me know. Okay, so please subscribe to this channel if you found this useful, and share this with any business owner, coach, or anybody that you think will find a system like this very useful. So I'm going to be seeing you in my next one. Mwah.